Good evening, short story writers. And today's short story inspiration comes from Dananda from Australia. Yes, why? This may or may not have hit the headlines in your country, but apparently it has snowed. And Australia is a pretty big subcontinent. Since Australasia is the continent, and I'm not sure if, I think it includes New Zealand at the moment, although recent satellite photography shows that in fact New Zealand may be part of its own continent. This isn't the point. A lot of the southeast, Victoria, and if you look it up, if you're that interested, Tasmania's about 3 big states, and some of them are a meter deep in snow. I've been there, it's pretty hot during their winter. So, snow. Unusual weather events. That is the starting point for your short story. It doesn't have to be weather, it can be any kind of unusual planetary behavior. Okay, so I know that snow was used as a kind of a metaphor in a story that I had to read for my MA. And the coming of the snow was during summer. Don't forget it's winter in Australia right now, so yeah. But anyway, that notwithstanding, they don't normally get winters like this, like ours in the northern hemisphere with snow and stuff. It's normally quite warm. So and it revolved around an atheist priest who, because of the miracle of snow in July, recovered his faith. And that was all it took. Okay. So it could be used as a metaphor. And if you decide that you want to substitute snow for perhaps a flood, a flash flood, a freak lightning storm, those hailstones which include frogs and or fish, something of symbolism to your main character. Okay, romance. Well, maybe there's a bit of a tornado and something lands in the lap of the hero or the heroine along the lines of perhaps one of those balloons that people, sort of release to the fates with a label on saying, if you find this, please call me, and it leads to misunderstandings and then a long-lasting relationship, etc., etc., etc. Comedy. Pick either of the previous two and put your comic twist on it. Sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and the surreal, alias slipstream. Again, uncharacteristic weather cause well, it's not uncharacteristic at the moment simply because we do live in science fiction times, and I don't know, the biblical people would say it's the end of days, but I bet they didn't think that we were going to bring it about by pollution and the like. So run with that, and perhaps if you want to put the biblical twist on for your horror stroke surreal theme, maybe not the 4 horsemen, although we've got plague at the moment, and a lot of people would say, well, war, pestilence, death. How about something being released as a result, and the same for fantasy, I guess. Fantasy and horror are just 2 sides of the same coin, really, except for with horror you're fighting a monster for all humanity, and with fantasy, mythical creatures such as elves are maybe on your side, maybe not on your side. Biographical, political, and historical. I'll politics and history tend to be one and the same thing if you go back so far, and certainly if you look at the stories of Moses versus the pharaohs, the plague of blood, the plague of locusts, the plague of the drought before that, which is what got Moses into the good books, because no, it's David. Sorry, David in the technical, Joseph in the technical dream code. Yeah, him. He was able to say, oh, I've had a dream and I can interpret dreams and all that kind of thing. So that would be the basis for looking at a historical retelling of this. Take something from history, and if you are, I'm presuming it's historical fiction, so you would do what you do. I've never written any historical fiction. I'm afraid it doesn't have that much appeal for me, but I realize it's a big genre for some people where they write within a historical setting. So you would take, if you wanted to pick, I don't know, the Black Plague, which is caused by lots of fleas and general lack of hygiene, and therefore a lot of rats, you would write your drama with the setting of the Black Plague and maybe sociological changes that happen as a result. And you can pick the middle, so it's just there, or the beginning of the Black Plague, so that it's all new, just like coronavirus. And nobody knew when it really ended because it kind of went on for a long time. All right, that is it. Have I missed anything out? Biographical, the story of a doctor, in the case of the plague thing, in the case of unusual meteorological events, it would be the biography of somebody who invented something or other as a result of, and to help alleviate the problems caused by the world cataclysmic event. All right, that is it. 7 minutes 29. I gotta get faster. Anyway. So snow in Australia. Do with that what you will. It's a starting point. What problems could it cause? Some people are going skiing, but I'm pretty sure for other people it will have caused a bit of a problem. That would be also your literary thing. It could be, there's your big problem. What's the aftermath? What are the consequences? Have fun with that, and as usual, if you find this useful and you think that the world could benefit from short story ideas, then please like, please subscribe, let the YouTube algorithm know your opinion.